coffee's gone cold in the mug that you bought me. Trays in the grass where the light used to be. You're sitting right there, but you're miles away now. A ghost in the room that's still looking at me. We're talking in circles about nothing at all, but the air in the kitchen is starting to freeze. I reach for your hand, but you pull it away, like you're trying to hide what I already see. The shift in the gravity of breaking the line. I'm reading the end in between every sign. It wasn't a scream and it wasn't a fight, just a flicker of cold in the middle of the night. I felt you let go before you ever said goodbye. I felt the distance grow like a cloud across the sky. Touch is all that remains while I'm standing here holding the chains. You didn't have to speak, I could feel the undertow in the silence between us. I felt you let go. Now I'm just a wave that you've seen once before. Your eyes are like windows with the curtains all drawn. I'm still in the house, but the feeling is gone. I'm checking the locks, but the door is wide open. You're already halfway to wherever you're going. I'm memorizing the shape of your face before it becomes just a vacant space. There's a shift in the gravity, you're breaking the line. I'm reading the end in between every sign. It wasn't a scream and it wasn't a fight, just a flicker of cold in the middle of the night. Felt you let go before you ever said goodbye. I felt the distance grow like a cloud across the sky. All that remains while I'm standing here holding the chains. You didn't have to speak, I could feel the undertow in the silence between us. I felt you let go. Did you think I wouldn't notice the way you start breathing whenever I say that I'm scared you are leaving? Was it a moment or 1,000 small cuts opening doors that you already shut? I'm holding on tight to a hand that's gone limp, watching our world turn into a glimpse, into a memory, into what used to be. You let go before you ever said goodbye. I felt the distance grow like a cloud across the sky. The ghost of your touch is all that remains while I'm standing here holding the chains. You didn't have to speak, I could feel the undertow in the silence between us. I felt you let go. Yeah, I felt it. The way the light left your eyes, the way the forever just died. I was still holding on, but I felt you. I felt you let go. the ledger of the years we spent inside this house. I was the lioness while you were playing quiet mouse. I carried every grocery bag and every heavy doubt. I was the one who figured every broken circuit out. I memorized your coffee order, how you like your steak, but you couldn't tell me one thing that keeps me wide awake. I was the map, the compass, and the wind inside the sail, while you were just a passenger waiting for the mail. I bought the flowers for myself and said they were from you, just to keep the fairy tale from turning black and blue. I defended every cold remark you threw across the floor. I made excuses for the way you never closed the door. I poured my spirit in a cup that had a hidden leak. I was the one who found the words whenever you were weak, but the balance sheet is lopsided, the ink is running red. I'm starving at a table where only you've been fed. And I'm tired of the almost, I'm tired of the try. I'm tired of being the only one who has to ask why. I gave you the ocean, you gave me a drop. Now I'm standing at the edge and I'm ready to stop, because I gave more than you did. Our love for the two of us, I built a cathedral while you were kicking up the dust. I stayed up for the sunrise, you slept through the night. I was the only one who put up any kind of fight. It's a lonely kind of math when the numbers don't add up. I was the one, but you were just a hollow, empty cup. My hands are tired from holding on to what you wouldn't, kid. God, it hurts to realize I gave more than you did. You'll find someone who asks for less, who doesn't need the fire, someone who's content to live inside your low desire. But I was born for lightning and I was born for storm. I'm too much of a woman to just keep your seat warm. I'm taking back the pieces of the heart I let you borrow. I'm keeping all the joy and leaving you with all the sorrow. Did you think I was a fountain that would never run dry? Did you think I'd just keep giving until the day I die? I was the foundation, I was the roof, and your lack of effort is the only bit of proof. I was everything, and you were just there. Yeah, I gave more than you did. I love for the two of us. I built a cathedral while you were kicking up the dust. I stayed up for the sunrise, you slept through the night. I was the only one who put up any kind of fight. It's a lonely kind of math when the numbers don't add up. I was the one, but you were just a hollow, empty cup. My hands are tired from holding on to what you wouldn't, kid. God, it hurts to realize I gave more than you did. Yeah, I gave more than you did. Our love for the two of us, I built a cathedral while you were kicking up the dust. I stayed up for the sunrise, you slept through the night. I was the only one who put up any kind of fight. It's a lonely kind of math when the numbers don't add up. I was the one, but you were just a hollow, empty cup. My hands are tired from holding on to what you wouldn't, kid. God, it hurts to realize I gave more than you did. The ledger is closed, the debt is unpaid. I'm walking away from the mess that we made. I gave you my best, you gave me your least. The beauty is gone, and so is the beast. I gave more. The invitations sit inside the drawer, yellowed at the edge. I'm I'm still keeping every promise, every whispered sacred pledge. You were standing in the sunlight, but I was in the shade, watching all the plans we whispered slowly start to fade. I bought the tickets for the two of us. You never even knew I was building up a kingdom just to give it all to you. But you were looking past me at a horizon I couldn't see, while I was planting roots for a ghost of a family tree. I remember how I'd wait for you, a porch light in the rain, polishing the silver just to mask the hidden stain. You tell me about your day and never ask me about mine. I learned to read your silence like a holy broken line. I was the anchor in the harbor, you were just a passing ship. I kept the we together while it started to ungrip. I was fighting for a vision that you never even shared, assuming if I stay long enough you'd finally have cared. Stone inside my chest to realize that I was failing at a one-sided test. I was dancing in the ballroom, but I didn't have a pair. I was breathing for two people, gasping for the air. And oh, it's a lonely kind of heartbreak, a hollow kind of moan, to realize I was building a palace all alone. Staying awake just to show you the dawn. Every I love you felt like a leaf on the stone. In a house full of memories, I was on my own. The truth is a bitter cold seed that I sowed. I didn't lose us, I just loved you alone. Where I'm leaning into you and you're leaning toward the exit like you had something to do. It's the way I memorize, the way you take your tea, but you couldn't name a single thing that matters most to me. I was the audience, the writer and the actor on the stage, while you were busy looking for a way to flip the page. Did you ever even see me? Or was I just a screen for you to project the life you wanted or the places that you've been? I poured my heart into a vessel that was riddled with the cracks. I gave you all my forward, you gave me all your back. I loved you enough for the both of us, but that's never enough. No, it's never enough. And now it's a lonely kind of heartbreak, a hollow kind of moan, to realize I was building a palace all alone. I was holding your hand, but you were already gone. I was staying awake just to show you the dawn. Every I love you felt like a leaf on the stone. In a house full of memories, I was on my own. The truth is a bitter cold seed that I sowed. I didn't lose us, I just loved you alone. Just me. It was always just me, setting the table for two, waiting for a version of you that didn't exist. I loved you The paint is peeling off the walls of the dream we made. I'm sitting in the ruins watching every color fade. You were packing up your spirit months before you packed your bags, while I was stitching up the spirit of our tattered velvet flags. My friends all called me crazy, said I'm dancing with a ghost, but I've always been the one who loves the hollow things the most. I memorized the rhythm of your footsteps walking out. I built a sanctuary out of every single doubt. When you stopped looking at me, I just stared a little more. I kept the dinner warm and left the light above the door. I thought if I was patient I could heal the part that broke, but I was just the oxygen for all your bitter smoke. There's a thin line between loyalty and being self-destructive, between a heart that's giving and a soul that's non-productive. I crossed it in the dark, and I stayed there in the rain, waiting for a thank you that would never ease the pain. And I stayed until it hurt, I stayed until it bled, I stayed until the very last I love you had been said. I watched the fire turn to ash, then watched the ash turn cold, holding on to promises that you no longer hold. I didn't leave when it was hard, I didn't leave when it was wrong. I stayed until the silence was the only living song. Now I'm standing in the dirt because I stayed until it hurt. My hands are shaking from the weight of what I tried to say. I was trying to be a cradle, but I ended up a grave. You took the best of me and left the rest to rust away. I'm an expert at the reasons why I really shouldn't stay, but there's a twisted kind of pride in being the last one in the room, even if you're only there to sweep up all the gloom. Was it worth the pieces of my mind I had to lose? Was it worth the choices that you didn't have to choose? I poured my gasoline into your empty hollow heart, just to watch you use the flame to tear my world apart. I stayed, I watched the sunset and I waited for the day, but the morning never came. No, the morning never came. I stayed until it hurt, I stayed until it bled, I stayed until the very last I love you had been said. I watched the fire turn to ash, then watched the ash turn cold, holding on to promises that you no longer hold. I didn't leave when it was hard, I didn't leave when it was wrong. I stayed until the silence was the only living song. Now I'm standing in the dirt because I stayed until it hurt. I'm leaving now, not because I want to, but because there's nothing left of me to say. The bruises on my soul, they finally found their way. I stayed until it hurt. But now it's finally over. I've spent a lifetime standing at the window ledge, watching the world go by in pairs along the garden hedge. I wore the white dress in my mind 1,000 times before, but the invitations never slipped beneath my heavy door. Got a heart like a library, full of stories never read, collecting dust on all the forever things we never said. I practiced how to hold a hand, I learned the way to lean, but I'm just a background character in someone else's scene. Cafe chairs are pushed in tight, the candles burning low. I watch the way he looks at her, that soft and steady glow. I know the script by heart now, every word and every side, but I'm always the almost, the one who is passed on by. For the broken, a place for them to rest until they find the real thing and put me to the test. I'm the bridge they walk across to get to someone new, while I'm left standing in the fog without a point of view. Is there a secret language that I didn't learn to speak? A hidden map of gold that I'm too blind or tired to seek? I've kept the fire burning, I've kept the light on bright, but nobody's coming home to me tonight. Because love didn't choose me, it didn't say my name. It left me standing in the cold while it played a different game. I've got enough devotion to fill 1,000 years, but I'm just drowning in a reservoir of uncollected tears. I've got the wine, I've got the songs, I've got the love to give, but it's a heavy, hollow thing when you got no one to live for. I'm tired of being strong and independent and just fine, while I'm watching everyone else turn their water into wine. I'm a spectator of passion, a witness to the spark, while I'm just memorizing the patterns of the dark. What is wrong with my soul? What is missing in the hole? Am I a ghost? Am I invisible? Am I made of stone? Why was I built for two if I was meant to be alone? I'm screaming at the stars, but they're silent and they're cold. I'm tired of being the only story left untold. Left untold. No, love didn't choose me, it didn't say my name. It left me standing in the cold while it played a different game. I've got enough devotion to fill 1,000 years, but I'm just drowning in a reservoir of uncollected tears. I wasn't the one, The street is finally still. I guess if it hasn't happened, it probably never will. I'll just blow out the candle and sleep through the night. Love didn't choose me, and that's alright. The clock on the mantle is the only thing left with a pulse. Everything else in this room feels heavy and false. You didn't slam the door, you didn't raise your voice high. There wasn't a storm or a dramatic goodbye. You just set down your keys with a hollow metallic ring. And I realized that us didn't mean a single thing. The air turned to glass and the sun turned to gray as the words that we needed just drifted away. I watched your mouth move, but the sound was all gone, like a radio station that dies at the dawn. You were explaining the why and the how it should be, but you look like a stranger just talking to me. I try to find anger, I try to find pain, but I was just standing in a silent rain. No thunder followed, no lightning to strike. I never knew ending could feel so ghost-like. The static is rising, the signal is weak. We're losing the language we used to speak. It's not an explosion, it's not a grand fire, just the snap of a single overstretched wire. Oh, the world didn't end with a bang or a cry. It ended in a whisper in a pale muted sky. No tears on the carpet, no wreckage inside, just a slow, steady cooling of a midsummer night. I reached for the music, but the melody died, with nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. My heart didn't break, it just stopped right on the day love went quiet. The day love went quiet. Now I'm walking through rooms where you laughter survive, but it's a museum where nothing's alive. The sweaters you left are just fabric and thread. Even the I miss you feels heavy and dead. I keep turning the volume up on the TV, hoping the noise will eventually free me. But the silence is louder than any machine. It's the space in the bed where you haven't been. sound of me letting you go is the quietest thing I'll ever know. The day love went quiet. Dinner's on the table, getting cold under the light. We're sitting 3 feet distant, but there's no war in sight. I'm waiting for a spark, even a bitter word to throw, but we're just two polite strangers with nowhere left to go. The cabinets aren't slamming, no glasses on the floor, but I can hear the hinges weeping on the bedroom door. You asked me how my day was, I tell you it was fine. We're coloring inside the lines, running out of time. I used to know the rhythm of your heartbeat through the sheet. Now the space between our bodies is a crowded city street. We're careful with our language, we're gentle with our hands, while the castle we were building turns back into sand. I'd take 1,000 screams over this quiet room, I'd take a lightning storm over this gray and gloom, but there's no thunder coming, there's no rain to cry, just a slow and steady draining of a well gone dry. And oh, we broke without a fight, no cinematic ending in the middle of the night. We didn't fall to pieces, we just drifted out of frame, two flickering candles that forgot each other's name. No blood, no bruises, no voices raising hate, just a quiet I'm sorry that arrived a year too late. The hardest part of losing you was knowing we were right, until the fire died and we broke without a fight. I'm looking for a reason to stay and work it out, but there's nothing left to fix when there's nothing left to doubt. We survived the heavy winters and the shadows on the wall, only to let the silence be the thing that made us fall. It's a tragedy of manners, it's a polite kind of hell, to be wishing you would hurt me just so I could wish you well. Because we broke without a fight, no cinematic ending in the middle of the night. We didn't fall to pieces, we just drifted out of frame, two flickering candles that forgot each other's name. No blood, no bruises, no voices raising hate, just a quiet I'm sorry that arrived a year too late. The hardest part of losing you is knowing we were right, until the fire died and we broke without a fight. Give me a reason to stay, shout it out, push me away. Don't just sit there watching the colors fade to gray. I'd rather be shattered than hollowed out like this. There's a ghost of a person in every bloodless kiss. We're dying in the safety, we're drowning in the calm. Just the sound of the minutes as they passed. We were so good at being kind that we left the love behind. Kettle screaming in the kitchen, but I let it burn. There's a silence in this hallway I still haven't learned. I watch your shadow stretch across the hardwood floor, waiting for the click of the lock, the ghost of the door. My heart on the sleeve of your favorite coat, hanging on to words you never actually wrote. I gave you a reason, I gave you a second to turn your head just one more time. But you didn't look back, not even a glance. You didn't give closure, a fighting chance. The tail lights faded to a bleed of red, leaving all the screaming underwater, watching you go. A heavy kind of ending I didn't want to know. The world went black and the air went cold, 'cause you didn't look back, and I let go. Is the rearview mirror just a lie they sell? Or were you scared to see the version of me that fell? Your tires traced a map of where we used to be. Now every street we name feels like an enemy. I'm picking up the pieces of a life we shared, but it's hard to build a home when only one of us cared. I stood on the driveway, feet turned to stone, learning the weight of being left alone. I waited for the brake lights to flicker a spark, but you just kept driving right into the dark. And you didn't look back, not even a glance. You didn't give closure, fighting chance. The tail lights faded to a bleed of red, leaving all the I love yous for dead. I was screaming in the water, watching you go. A heavy kind of ending I didn't want to know. The world went black and the air went cold, 'cause you didn't look back, and I let go. Did it feel like freedom, or did it feel like a sin to walk out the door and never come back in? One look would have told me it was hard for you too, but the back of your head is my last view of you, just the back of your head. That's all I get of you. No, you didn't back, not even a glance. You didn't is cold. I'm still on the porch, watching it go. You didn't look back. No, you never look back. You never look back. I'm wearing the dress you said you liked 3 years ago, standing in the hallway where the shadows start to grow. I said your name so softly just to see if it would stick, but it fell off the ceiling like a clock that lost its tick. I moved the chair, I changed the air, I painted every wall, but you walked through the kitchen like I isn't here at all. A glass of water and I set it by your hand. I'm screaming in the silence, but you don't understand. You're looking through my shoulder to spot upon the door. I'm becoming like the dust that's settling on the floor. I used to be a fire, I used to be a flame. Now I'm just the echo of a forgotten middle name. Do I have a heartbeat if you cannot hear the sound? Am I even standing if my feet don't touch the ground? You've perfected the art of a vacant hollow stare, until I'm just a ghost made of nothing but the air. You didn't break my heart, you did something worse instead. You took away my color and you painted me in dread. I'm shouting from the rafters, I'm crying in the hall, but I'm just a silhouette leaning on the wall. It wasn't a goodbye, it wasn't a we're through, but bit by bit I vanished right in front of you. The lights are on, but I'm missing from the view. God, you made me invisible, and I believed it too. I checked the silver mirror just to see if I was there, but all I saw was empty space and silver-coated glare. You're whistling a melody we used to call our song, but you sing it like the we was never there at all for long. I'm reaching for your jacket, I'm reaching for your sleeve, but my fingers pass right through you like a secret I believe. I'm right here, can't you see me? I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. I'm the mother of your memories, I'm the salt upon your tongue. Don't look past me, don't you dare look away. I am more than just the background of your grave. Only though you don't even blink. You don't even blink. You don't even blink. You didn't break my heart, you did something worse instead. You took away my color and you painted me in dread. I'm shouting from the rafters, I'm crying in the hall, but I'm just a silhouette leaning on the wall. It wasn't a goodbye, it wasn't a we're through, but bit by bit I vanished right in front of you. The lights are on, but I'm missing from the view. God, you made me invisible, and I'm fading into blue. I'm a whisper in the curtain, I'm a footprint in the snow. You're looking at the window, watching me go, but I was already gone. checking for the exits while you were checking in. You bought the groceries, you even mowed the lawn, but I could see the blueprint of a man who's already gone. Your body's in the kitchen, but your mind is on the road. I'm just a passenger, watching the map explode. I told a joke tonight, and you smiled a second late. I'm watching the hinges buckle under all the weight. You're still saying we, but it sounds like a lie, like a practiced hello and a permanent goodbye. I reached to brush your hair, but you flinched away so fast, like I was a shadow from a fever in your past. The ink was dry on the final page before I even stepped onto the stage. I was fighting for forever that you'd already sold. I was warming up a heart that had already gone cold. 'Cause you were already leaving, you just had to move your feet. You were blocks away from me while we were sleeping in the sheets. I was memorizing us, you were memorizing free, building up a wall between the world and me. It didn't start today with the slamming of the door. You've been halfway out the window for a year or maybe more. My heart is only breaking 'cause I finally see the truth. I was holding on to someone who had already left the room. Is there a name for this living with a ghost? The one who stays behind is the one who loses most. I'm looking for the moment that your spirit took flight. Was it a Tuesday morning or a random Friday night? Did you slip away in silence while I was fast asleep, believing me with promises you knew you wouldn't keep? Tell me, was it lonely being here but being gone, waiting for the courage just to move your body on? I'd have let you go so much sooner if I knew that I was just a ghost town in the rear view of you. You were gone, you were gone. I was just the last one to know. You were already leaving, you just had to move your feet. You were blocks away from me while we were sleeping in the sheets. I was memorizing us, you were memorizing free, building up a wall between the world and me. It didn't start today with the slamming of the door. You've been halfway out the window for a year or maybe more. My heart is only breaking 'cause I finally see the truth. I was holding on to someone who already left the room. The door is open now, the engine's running, but you've been gone for months. I'm just catching up to the absence of you. You were already